Have you ever noticed how some people make decisions effortlessly while you're stuck analyzing every possible outcome? They move through life with this natural confidence, trusting their instincts, while you're paralyzed by all the what-ifs your mind creates. What if I told you the difference isn't that they're more intuitive or that they have better judgment? It's that they've learned something most people never discover. Your mind, for all its intelligence, is not designed to make you happy or help you succeed. It's designed for one thing: to keep you safe. And survival mode often means staying small, staying cautious, staying stuck. Your mind believes that overthinking keeps you safe. But what I'm about to share will change how you relate to your own thinking forever. Here's what most people don't understand about their minds. Your brain isn't giving you neutral, helpful information about your life. It's filtering everything through the lens of what could go wrong and how do I avoid danger. This made perfect sense when we lived in caves, facing real physical threats daily. But now, your mind treats a job interview the same way it would treat a predator stalking you. Think about the last big decision you had to make: changing careers, ending a relationship, moving to a new city. Your mind probably flooded you with reasons why it was risky, why you weren't ready, why you should wait for more information or better timing. It created elaborate scenarios about everything that could go wrong, convincing you that more thinking equals better decisions. But here's what's fascinating. The people who seem most successful and fulfilled often make decisions quickly, with limited information, trusting something deeper than mental analysis. They've learned that overthinking doesn't lead to better outcomes. It leads to paralysis. Your mind's job is to protect you, not to help you thrive. Protection and growth often require opposite approaches. Protection says, stay safe, stay small, avoid risk. Growth says, take the leap, trust the process, learn as you go. When you finally understand this fundamental mismatch, everything starts to make sense, and life gets much, much easier. If you're still here, you already suspect something most people never question: that maybe trusting your mind completely isn't serving you. The fact that you're willing to explore this means you're ready for a different way of navigating life. Because what I'm about to share next challenges everything you've been taught about making good decisions. If this is resonating with you, please subscribe. Here's what I've discovered about the mind's decision-making process. It operates like a very sophisticated security system that sees threats everywhere. Every opportunity gets run through a mental risk assessment calibrated for dangers that rarely exist anymore. Your mind will spend weeks analyzing whether to ask someone out, creating stories about rejection and embarrassment. Meanwhile, the actual conversation would take 5 minutes and probably go fine. It will convince you to stay in a job you hate because leaving feels risky, while staying is slowly killing your soul. This is why trusting your mind completely keeps you trapped in mediocrity. Not because your mind is wrong, but because it's doing a job it wasn't designed for. It's like using a smoke detector to decide what to have for breakfast. Great tool, wrong purpose. People who live with ease have learned to distinguish when their mind is helping and when it's just generating noise. They use their analytical mind for practical problems, logistics, information, skills. But for the big decisions, the ones that shape a life, they trust something deeper. This deeper knowing doesn't speak in words. It doesn't justify or argue. It just knows. It's the part of you that knew instantly who you wanted to be with, what city felt like home, or when it was time to leave a situation. The mind calls this irrational, but it's actually intelligence operating beyond analysis. Think about a time you made a gut decision, even though your mind had 1,000 objections. How did it turn out? More often than not, your deeper knowing was right, and your mind's concerns were exaggerated or irrelevant. That quiet inner knowing, that's the one you can trust. The irony is, the more you trust your mind to make decisions, the worse your decisions become, because constant mental analysis disconnects you from your intuitive intelligence. You start thinking your way through life instead of sensing your way through it. Watch how this shows up. You want to call someone. The mind creates a story. You feel drawn to something new. It lists all the ways you're unqualified. You know a relationship isn't working. It argues for staying. In each case, there's a clear inner knowing, and then mental interference. People who move through life with grace have learned to feel the difference. This doesn't mean being impulsive. It means letting your analytical mind handle logistics and letting your deeper intelligence choose the direction. Your mind can support your decisions with planning, but it should never make them. The deepest intelligence you have speaks through feeling, sensing, and knowing, not through overthinking. Learning to trust that deeper intelligence while letting your mind become a helpful assistant instead of the CEO, that's when everything gets easier. So how do you actually start trusting your mind less and your deeper intelligence more? It begins with recognizing when your mind is helping and when it's interfering. Here's the practice that changes everything. Before making any decision, ask yourself 2 questions. First, what does my gut say about this? Notice the first response that appears, the instinct that shows up before your mind starts analyzing. Second, what is my mind saying about this? Notice all the reasons, justifications, and concerns that follow. Most of the time, you'll discover they're saying completely different things. Your gut might whisper, "Yes, this feels right." And your mind immediately counters with, "What about this risk? What about that uncertainty? What if it goes wrong?" To build trust, start with small decisions. Which route to take home? What to order? Whether to accept an invitation. Notice what your deeper knowing suggests first. Then, notice the commentary that follows. For bigger decisions, use the 24-hour rule. Spend the first day not thinking, just sensing. What does it feel like in your body to imagine saying yes? What does it feel like to imagine saying no? Your body tells the truth long before your mind finishes its first worry. Here's another powerful technique, the body compass. When considering an option, observe your body. Does your chest feel open or tight? Do your shoulders relax or tense? Does your breath deepen or become shallow. Your body often knows the right answer before your mind generates its first concern. Create mind-free zones in your day. 10 minutes where you choose purely based on what feels right, what to listen to, where to walk, what to do next. These small choices train a deeper intelligence. Learn to distinguish between genuine practical concerns and mental spinning. Ask, is this thought helping me take action, or is it just creating anxiety? If it's anxiety, acknowledge it gently and return to sensing what feels true. The goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to put thinking in its proper place, a tool for execution, not the guide for direction. Over the next week, you'll start noticing how often your mind interrupts clarity. You'll catch yourself overthinking decisions your gut already answered. You'll feel the difference between wisdom and worry, between intuition and noise. And each time you trust your deeper intelligence over your mind's concerns, and things work out, you're rewriting your entire relationship with decision-making. Change happens gradually, then suddenly. Every moment you trust your inner knowing over mental analysis, you reclaim your natural ability to navigate life with ease. If this resonates with you, you're exactly the kind of person this channel is for. Someone ready to stop being paralyzed by overthinking and start trusting their deeper intelligence. If you found value in this, subscribe to join others choosing inner knowing over mental noise, and drop a comment sharing a time when your gut was right and your mind was wrong.